Okay, for my Geminis, can I have a gratitude, something to focus on for the month of April? How are we being called to be thankful? These are big cards. Sometimes it takes a minute to get a hold. Uh, a man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. That's by Mark Twain. Uh, Take some time before bed to appreciate yourself for who you are. You're on a unique path and you're doing the work. So, same with Aquarius, a little different, little tweak. You're reflecting on the things that went well, went bad, all those things. Um, Gemini, you're taking some time to appreciate yourself. So you're learning how to show up differently because I think a lot of times we are good at appreciating other people, but learning how to appreciate ourselves takes some actual commitment and some focus. From Europe, Hungary. Cool. All right. Can I have for my Gemini self care? Just one. Don't let my cards get crazy, please. We only want one. We want the self-care special of the month. What's going on? How can we show up better? I said one. You wanted to give me two. But you spit out two, so I'll read it. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorns have roses. Amen. You're a Sag. I did. Nope, that'll be tomorrow. Tomorrow is fire signs. So if you come back tomorrow, I'll have it ready for you. Toronto, Canada, here too. I'm in BC. My brother's from Toronto. Think about some recent thorns you've encountered. What are the roses attached to them? And again, that's something that I talk about all the time. Finding the silver lining. There's always a lesson in everything. Every lesson is a blessing because when you learn how to check it and peel it back and understand what it's trying to show you, and that's your information, the emotions, the whole alchemy emotion that I talk about all the time, uh, is there to understand. It's just when we can change our perspective and when we can see it from a different point of view and understand that it's meant there to teach us. And if we've learned something and can find the positive in it, even in the most negative circumstances, the positive isn't always going to be something that is so wonderful. What it is teaching us sometimes just our endurance, teaching us our resilience. It's reminding us that we can literally overcome anything. Do you like the cold weather? No. I'm a wuss. Mind you, it's BC, so it's been no snow. It's been pretty good this year. So I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Keep the snow over there. Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it's faced. The ability to change your mind is an incredible gift. Honor it as such. Allow yourself to change your mind about something today and fully enjoy it. Truly, it's the idea that when we change, first of all, many people they get nervous when change comes, right? Like they have a fear of change. So even if the change is going to be good, it doesn't matter. The fear of the unknown creates such a thing. But that's one of those things you're scared of change. But what if the change is the absolute best, right? And then the ability to change your mind. So no matter where you go along the path, at any given moment, you can change your mind and go another direction. And we start practicing that and trusting that, it allows a space to truly understand. Saint struggling. Hope you're having a great afternoon. Same as you. I hope you're doing really, really well. Thanks for stopping in. I'm just doing Gemini right now. Um, these are just guidance steps, action steps, ways to show up with more self love, more gratitude. Because whenever we do any of these and we can put them together and just add them into our daily grind, we create space for ourselves and we allow ourselves to show up a little more authentically, to dream a little bigger, and to make better actions at being better human beings. So these are never about giving you all the answers, but when you learn how to show up with these little extras, you learn how to find the answers that work exactly for you, and that makes a difference. Awesome stuff. The more positive we can get into the world, the better. Amen. Appreciate what you're doing. Thank you. I agree. And it doesn't have to be light, sunshine, and rainbows. I'm not one of those toxic positivity. Now, I will always try to raise the vibration. I'll try to help find those ways, empower you, enlighten people. But I'm not going to be, you have no right to be mad. One of the, like, you have to validate those feelings because if you don't, you just pack it down, then you end up a kettle. It's a whole thing. That's my alchemy emotion series. I have it all there. I have my workshop coming up. It's tomorrow morning. Oh my, no, not tomorrow, Thursday morning. It's a free workshop, and that's what we talk about is getting clarity, learning how to get unstuck, learning what works for you and how to apply it. Because there's a big difference. I can give you all the answers, but if you don't know how to apply them in your life, you you get stuck. And the idea is that you get caught up in what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then there's so many options that you don't know what to take and you end up stuck. And the idea is I'd rather see you take one step and not be completely happy with it and learn how to change your mind and understand and empower yourself, uh, which is it's so much better than to be stuck and never do anything, right? I learned a great quote. We don't learn without first learning how to learn. That's all I talk about. Truly, that's all I talk about. Once you learn yourself, your triggers, how you learn, the things you do, what makes you happy, sad, what patterns you have, uh, you can master anything. Truly. So we got angel number 88, which that is the infinity. That's karma. That's abundance. That's um, the action and reaction is the reciprocation, right? Constantly, you get what you put out, no matter what it is, as within, so without. It's the same. That angel number is a big one, and of course, I'm a Leo. All mines are 888, so uh, it's always a good thing. Okay, angel number 88. This is for my Geminis. Also, it could be duality as part of it too. And we know Geminis are very duality, and that's a constant struggle. I don't want to say struggle. It's a constant thing to master the balance, right? And once we learn how to understand that, we create a really big space for ourselves. Okay, Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations in the divine plan. Anna, grandmother of Jesus, was an ancient mystic who dedicated her life to laying the foundations for Christ consciousness to be woven through all of life. She is not widely known, but without her, Christ consciousness would not be rising as it is today. Anna represents the quiet dedication that is sometimes required to live a life of service. She represents the generations that came before that devoted their lives to dreaming a new world into being while knowing that they would not see the glorious end result. She represents the dutiful soldier, the unconditional mother, and the mystic who can see the thread that is woven through all of life. Anna teaches us that we all have a part to play in the divine plan. It doesn't have to be on the world stage to be significant. One person's part is not worthier than another. One person's part may be to mother their children. Another's may be to gather women in a circle each month. No part is better or worse, more important or less significant. We each have within us a seed of light that we are incarnated to share. Anna is gathering us all to remember and surrender to our part of the plan. This is the affirmation that comes with it. Beloved Anna, thank you for laying the foundations for the divine plan. May the seed of light within me be revealed, and may I surrender to my part of the divine plan. And the reason it's so important to understand, look at the bottom of the deck. It says, get grounded. We're grounding heaven on earth. Everyone says, when we die, we'll get to heaven. Like, that's the whole thing. But that's the chasing. That's the lack. That's the we have to wait to get there. When we learn to ground that on earth, when we take those feelings and the understanding and the knowledge that we have from our connection with source, when we take that and we ground it here, it doesn't mean we have to be millionaires. It means that we're finding joy in the things that we're doing now. We're happy. We know that if we have a roof over our head, we have food in our belly, we have clothes on our back, we have the ability to take our kids to school, to teach them, to empower them, to help others. We literally have everything we could possibly need. And when we end up chasing and trying to constantly achieve something that we don't need to be chasing. It's not meant for us to chase. We're meant to dream it into being, to do action steps, yes, to get there. We have to put in work, but we're instead of saying, I need to get this way out there, I need to get that, we're understanding that I'm bringing it into me because I'm doing the work and I'm trusting in myself. And I'm trusting that if I'm doing the right things, God will provide. The universe will show up. It will always come back to me. Paying it forward is something that the people that do believe in it wholeheartedly. And when they share things like that, they do it from the bottom of their soul. And that's why when you give, it should be exactly the same way. No expectations. And it doesn't have to always be gifts or money or any of those things. When you give your time, your knowledge, your wisdom, those are the things that matter, right? What do we got? Emotions are running high and your commitment is being tested. So this is for Gemini. You're learning the balance. You're learning how to understand. You're learning it's okay to change your mind. And changing your mind doesn't mean giving up on what you're doing, right? It's going to test your commitment. How you change your mind doesn't set you apart. It's not going to hinder you. But allowing yourself to change your mind in a pivot could be the difference between staying stagnant and jumping forward, right? Nothing is yet set in stone. You got a whole story here, so I'm going to show you. And then you're very close to achieving your goal. So sometimes it's just a little pivot. Sometimes it's something that says maybe there's still a little bit more to learn. So instead of forcing my way through the hard way, I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to learn this over here that's going to completely jump me. 4114. Whatever you decide will come mirrored back to you. But you have to trust in that. Pardon me. The joy of talking too much for a living. Where did I put them? I just moved my other cards. Oh, right there. I put them too far away. Sorry, guys. Wait, I need longer arms. I need one of these moon ones. The planets this month are going crazy too. I shouldn't say going crazy, but there's a lot of stuff going on. So the reason when it comes to focusing on these things, to understanding and trusting in your power, is because as these planets are moving throughout the world, there becomes a time in the month or as you in your evolution where it becomes a little easier to focus on just one thing, whether it's dreaming big, learning how to change your mind, putting it into practice, and becoming empowered with it. These small things that seem so silly, but you never do. So when it's time to do that, you get stuck in indecision. So the idea is if you take this time and spend this time, practice doing it. Take a left instead of a right today, on your way home. Stop at a different grocery store. Go for a scenic route. Those are just small ways that you can change your mind, make a different decision, and start seeing, well, that didn't end bad. That was fantastic. I got the scenic route. I got this. I got that. It came out really, really well. Look, I ran into an old friend and I got to visit for a few minutes, right? And then you start teaching yourself, your brain, that change is not bad. Especially when people are kind of afraid of change, especially when you get a little bit older. It's like you kind of settle into the space where it feels safe and comfortable. But we get stuck there and then we get stagnant. And then we don't feel good about our decisions. We make it's a lot harder to step out and be bold in certain things. So these small little practices, when it comes time to make those big important decisions, this is how we make that happen. Practice makes perfect, no matter what it is, right? All right, can I have a moon card for my Geminis for the month of April? What are we looking in the transitions? These cards are big. That's the one, eh? Communications, again. And it's Gemini. That's beautiful. Own your negotiation and relationship skills. Learning how to communicate what you want. And your relationship doesn't have to just be a loving relationship. Your friendships, your work relationships, your business, and your communication with the universe. It's not just one set of communication. But when you understand how how to communicate like that, you create space where you can actually create change and trust, and it empowers you because you know how to do it a lot easier. Okay, for my Geminis, what do we got going on here? That's one. Lost Lands. This one's good. Soul memories. Yeah, your past lives. You're bringing what matters. Let's see what angel number we got here. Angel number 90. That's endings. Getting ready for the new beginnings. Wrapping it up. Getting ready for the new incoming. That's fantastic. I said 90. The world is far more ancient than our documented history suggests. As souls, many of us have experienced ancient eras on this planet that were much more advanced than ours today. As we begin to remember these times, the rememberings and gifts can come flooding back. At this stage in Earth's timeline, we need the wisdom of the ancients to survive as a species. You're being called to connect with the lost wisdom of your own soul. If you feel guided to make a change in your life, to step into a new career path, birth a creation, or bring an idea to life, but feel unprepared, this card is calling you to consider that you've done this before. Perhaps your soul has wisdom beyond what your lifespan can imagine. Perhaps the intuitive hits and ideas you're receiving are divinely guided. Perhaps you've been preparing for this time. Some think that lost lands exist in the past. Others believe they exist today in a different dimension. I believe these ancient lands also exist in the souls of those who experience them. If this card comes to you, perhaps the wisdom of lost lands such as Lemuria, Atlantis, and Avalon exists within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of your soul, you can unlock the seeds of the ancient lands that we can learn, so we can learn from our mistakes and usher in a new age. Cool stuff. I this stuff fascinates me a lot, and it's all about understanding that we are one. And when we get into the collective consciousness, those great ideas, those things that just spark into your mind, they don't come until you can get out of the chaos and get out of the shoulda, woulda, coulda. I need to do need. We don't need. We have everything we need. And we start doing it from curiosity and inspiration. It's going to lead us right to our highest path. I unlock any forgotten wisdom and soul gifts from lifetimes past. So, Gemini, you're literally learning how to reflect, make that space, learning how to make decisions without feeling like it's going to be a punishment. So, you're feeling more empowered. You're learning how to empower yourself in the best possible way. Let me see. Yeah, I'll do this one. And that's good because that communication, as much as it is with other people, the communication really, really aligns with you communicating to the universe, speaking your greatness. Hi, Trini. How are you? Thank you so much. You know, I started to make a video. I used InVideo from the Launchpad, and I think I messed up. I think I spent like $30 to make the video, but I learned, and I don't even know if it's going to be good, but I'm going to try to cut it and edit it. It's going to take a little bit, but I'm going to try to make it go with that song. It's so exciting. Lesson learned. But in doing that, it also taught me how to work with some other stuff. So it's not a bad thing because it's a good lesson because I've learned, and I've also learned where I can maneuver here. I learn a little more there, and it's going to be beneficial. But at some point this week or next, hopefully this week, I'm going to get a cool video out to go with the music that you made for me. I'm going to clip it from the live and do a video on it, but I'm going to actually create like a visual AI video to go with it. I'm working on it. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm pretty excited, and it's helping me learn. I'm using it as a fun side project just because that stuff excites me. It's a little learning curve. Yeah, I was like, what did I just do? And why is that? And how can I get that? And yeah, I should have asked more questions, but I was like, let's just try. That's my own not wanting to ever wait. That's just who I am. I'm like, man, it cost me, but I learned, okay, just one. Look, communication, co-creation. It's literally what I was talking about, and the solar plexus. You're learning your confidence. You're you're getting the confidence to talk to the universe and say, okay, I trust. If I tell you what it is I want, if I explain to you what it is, and leave you be, right? Because I'm going to speak it, and I'm going to do all the action that I can possibly do, and then I'm going to let it go and trust that I'm doing everything that I can do, and the universe is going to weave its web and bring me exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. And when you get really good at it, uh, the way things come, they never come exactly how you want it, but it will come exactly what you need. It will come right on time, and it will come in such a manner that there will be no way you can deny that it was God. I am dominating our leaderboard. I can't because I've been making clips and stuff for my live, and I'm practicing, and I'm excited. I was already posting videos and stuff, and doing my lives, and I knew that I had to learn how to start clipping them, but I had to figure it out, and I'm still like my and these little things, the little side stuff for the videos need to come out, but I didn't know how to do that just yet, so I've been kind of working. So as I do it, and I do it, 10, 12 clips, and then I schedule them so that I'm trying to keep them so the shorts go a few times a day, and then a couple of smaller videos, and then my lives. Uh, but it's because these lives, a lot of people, when they're coming to watch them, if they're not here interacting, uh, thank you. I appreciate it. It's a learning, right? And sometimes it's a lot, but as I'm going, it's becoming fun. And because the more that I'm learning it, I'm one of those people, I'm full on retarded at the beginning. You can't tell me nothing. I don't understand it. And I'm like, back it up one step at a time. I mean, baby, baby, baby step. And then, I'm like, okay, I know this part. I got this to a science. And then once I got the core, the basics, I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's try this. Because now I know that it's not going to take me 5 hours because I know how to do these steps. Now I'm like, oh, what would happen if I did that? What would happen if I did that? And then it's trial and error, right? Good, bad, ugly. But along the way, I find that I become more efficient at it. And it's pretty exciting, actually. Uh, I'm really excited to make for that music. I'm going to clip it out of my next video. I have to wait till the next day before I can do it, at least the next day, because it takes that long to process, I guess. But I'm going to clip it, and I'll do that right away. But the music, I'm stoked. Like, I want to make a video to do it, and then maybe I'll create like an intro or an outro, like for my lives using it, which is pretty cool. I'm learning. I'm slow, but I'm gonna get there. And that must be part of this. I feel like this is part of the Gemini thing too. It's not about punishing yourself. You're trusting. You're saying, okay, I am going to learn. I'm going to do this, just like I was talking about. And you're speaking it out, and you're actually doing it. And like I'm doing it too. I'm not a Gemini, but it just goes to show you when you do speak it out and you say, I'm going to learn this, I'm going to understand this, I'm going to put in the work to do it, it becomes easier and easier. And then it becomes more fun. And of course, the more you get better at it, you get more empowered. So what are you going to do? You're going to do more of it. It's just the same way. And if we apply it to uh, physically doing things the same way we apply it to doing our inner healing, to checking in, to giving ourselves self-love and all of the things that we need, to making that time, the exercise routine, the eating better, the less social media. When we learn to apply it like that in our lives, and do it exactly the way we do, learning something new, treat it the same way, the way we accomplish and move forward in things is just phenomenal. Did you know that you already got over 500? No, I didn't. I haven't checked. I was gonna check. I finally saw the leaderboard thing yesterday, but it's exciting. I'm already I don't know how long it took me to get to 250, but I'm like at 264 subscribers. So I got like 14 subscribers, and I don't know where they came from. And that's just in the last day or two. And it seems that every time I go live, I get a couple more subscribers. So my only goal well, I have many goals, so I'm not going to say my only goal, but the main goal is if I can get monetized this year. Uh, so I know I need to have 500 subscribers, but because my watch hours are still so low, but they are jumping up. So each one of my lives now are coming up like 13 hours. It's not a lot, but it is. Um, if you look at it from the perspective of people showing up, engaging, which is fantastic. So um, those interactions are fantastic. But when you're coming for the message, uh, like just watching the video, they're like, "Man, I don't want to hear that." So learning how to cut that out and for the videos that I post is great. I had to learn how to do that, but I'm starting to understand that those hours, the time that people are putting in, I'm starting to watch it slowly go up. And if I stay my subscribers, things like that, going slowly the way it is, um, then the watch hours are building at the same time. So what I'm hoping is it'll be just a steady, slow incline that will, by the time I have enough, I will be at enough for monetization too. And then that will be my perfect proof of my goal setting and the small actionable steps. Again, just me, I'm always testing myself, I guess. Yeah, slowly but surely, and that's all I can do. Uh, Faber Darrows, how are you? Welcome. I'm just talking about Gemini. Well, I was talking about learning and stuff too, but oh yeah, I have faith. I know I got this. And I know I got this because, like, the people that I have already connected with, the people that show up for my messages, that show up, that do the things like make music, that show up and connect and actually have these conversations with me. Um, they're those kind of people. You know, when you're around people that want to see you win, that you want to see win, it's just a win-win, and everything you do is a spiral of up, right? We're not putting people down, we're not competing, we're not comparing. We are helping when we can, giving that constructive criticism, helping learn these small things, doing what we can do to improve, not to hinder, not to judge, just to improve. um, that's the community I want. I don't care if I get 1,000 subscribers and then no one shows up. I have people that show up when they can. And when those numbers get bigger, you know, people have lives, they have work, they have all these things. You can't hold on to that. But the people that do join and that do show up and do align with me want to see me win. Even if they can show up once a week, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it all the time because that's the people they are. Trini, she passed you already. Yep, I know time is against me, bro. What do you mean time is against you? Time is your friend. When they have this affirmation says, I know how to expand time when I'm inspired. You just have to remember that. You expand time and you do what you do. Uh, Time is not against you. It is your friend. You just have to learn to work with it. And you have tons of videos. I still have to go back. I'm trying to finish out Fairbrooks playlist. I did a whole bunch on Reds, and then I have to do Work, Play, Live, and Trini and Amaya's, and those are like my top ones that I want to get through. Um, and then the rest of them, I'll just take it one or two at a time. But I had to boundary myself because I would have all my devices going and doing it, and then I couldn't keep up, and then I wasn't doing my work. So I had to only after work I can do it. I have school every day. I might as well have school every day. I have my workshops and all the things I'm learning. Plus, I'm still trying to build my business. And I built my programs, right? Like my free workshop is on Thursday morning, which is my first one, my 12-week program for the group clarity, emotional awareness, understanding, learning how to step forward and apply these things in your life. The group one and the one-on-one, that one starts June 22nd, but it's open. I had to build all that stuff in the background. And you can't just say and do something. You have to have checks and balances. You have to have a way to check in, a way to make sure these things are happening in in a realistic manner, and a way to say, is this working? If it's not working, how can we pivot? right? It's a lot of things. From next week for 6 weeks, I start internship cooking. Oh, good for you. That's a win. Oh, they're going to be, oh my Lord, they're going to be upset. Just be careful. They're going to be upset because when you go in and they see all the cooking that you do and how amazing your stuff already is, they're going to be trying to compete with you. So they'll be telling you, no, that's not okay. That's not okay. So just don't let them get so. Understand when people do that high and mighty, I'm better than you kind of thing. It's because you make them scared. Don't ever take it personally. But I guarantee you, with what you do, going into a place like that, you're going to ruffle feathers. Be prepared for it. Don't be upset about it. Be prepared. Keep your thick skin and just be you. 100% you. But just remember, and I mean that. I mean that with all my heart. When you do something and you do something naturally, people that have had to work really hard for it, uh, it can ruffle feathers. Just don't take it personally, and don't change who you are. Don't dim yourself down. Still be you. Because I promise you, that first initial, wanting to fit in and being worried and nervous, the first thing is to dim down. Don't do it. Be you, stay you, keep the smile, keep the way you are, because that's where you create change, right? I'm just letting you know. I'm just giving you the heads up. It happens. I know I do it all the time. I ruffle people's feathers. Uh, I can't even imagine why, because I'm such a delicate flower. Well, it's just true. Sometimes you don't even know why you ruffled their feathers, but just never take it personally. A lot of times it's because they're in the comparison 10110. Okay, Spirit, I got you. Uh, just it's a new beginning. Things, places when they get nervous and worried, people start competing, and as long you people can't compete where they don't compare. Just remember that. All right. Back to this one. Nonverbal communication, love language, telepathy, unique ways of communication, light language, multidimensional information, community coexistence, relationships, meeting our higher selves, really seeing someone, and deeper listening. We normally think of information as something that can be written or spoken. This one's long. I'm just going to read the footnotes because this is talking about her synesthesia, and many people won't know what that is. Um, and those that do, it's just seeing in colors and it's a whole thing. But what it's saying is, I have a lot of information in my field, and yet my intelligence can't fathom it. So, and what that means, it's just better for me to explain it. You're pulling from the collective consciousness and you're seeing all this information. Direct example, when you see me trying to tell you things, and I'm like, yes, part of it's trauma brain. I fully admit that. Um, but it's also because I'm trying to find the words to lay it out so that it's easy for you to understand. I can understand it, I can see it, I can hear it, I can feel it in my body. Um, because when you're channeling, when you're pulling that information in, when you're asking for that information, you have to be able to receive it. And to be able to receive it, you can still be moving and doing the things. I used to get stuck. You have to be meditation. You have to be this. You don't. Your connection is your connection. And however it is, literally the way I talk to you right now, I'm talking to you, is the same way I talk to God. And when I ask those questions, I'm going to get those answers. That's why you see me sometimes and I pull a card and I giggle a little bit because it's like I saw the card in my head. I knew what was coming because I already knew what I was talking about and I knew it was going to come. But you can't verify that it's going to come. Sometimes they surprise me with something that's like the cherry on top, right? I'm not going to touch your message because you're giving the right message, but I'll add the cherry on top. And sometimes that's what it is. But whenever you see me giggle or you'll hear me, sometimes I blow my own mind because I saw it in my head. I literally could see the card, but trying to tell you, I see this card, you'd be like, what is she talking about? Especially for the people that are new, you wouldn't know. But when I see it and then it happens, it's that confirmation, not only to you guys confirming what I'm saying, but it's to me saying, yeah, like you got this. That connection and how you relay that information sometimes is hard to do because words aren't enough. So sometimes painting, writing poems, things like that is how you connect. That's why artists, especially, It's not always about writing. It's about what you're doing. Like, perfect example, work, play, live. Your whole network, the thing that you've created, um, the intention with that was to connect, to boost, to work together. There's so many amazing things that went into one little network, right? And you're still building it and learning and growing and all the things that are happening. But you can tell by what it was. Like, you can't possibly give us all that information in just one sentence, in one thing, even though you've given us all the tools. And each time you go in, you can see that there's a new tool, and it's like, wow, I could do this too, I can do that too. So, but you couldn't possibly lay it out in just one sentence or in just one little talk, right? So, but the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, it's there, right? And it's accessible, but it's just not a one sentence thing. And sometimes the way things come through are just like that. It's not a one sentence thing. And sometimes you have to understand, to get to that space, to co create, to communicate, to speak those things, you have to focus, reel it in, and find a way to bring it to so everyone can understand, which is so, it sounds so complicated, and sometimes it can be. But at the end of the day, when you pause and you give yourself that minute, even if it's the and if you wait for it, for that moment, it's going to come out. It's not, I'm not reading off a script, right? You're not reading off a script. You created a whole bunch of things. So you could literally pull up the information. Me, I don't have anything to read from. So now I have to hear, listen. And sometimes I do it with ringing ears, literally the message coming, and it's ringing so hard. I'm like, okay, you want to slow down? I don't know what it is. I have to process that, take it in, and then relay it, right? And if I read all this, the synesthesia would confuse it. But it's how it relates to you. You do it through programs and systems and networks, and the things you create. I do it through cards. Trini does it through food. It's our own way of explaining it, understanding it. And Gemini is learning to figure out what that is. How do I communicate that? How do I share that with others? How do I tell the universe what it is that I want, and then allow them to come back? And you're not worried or scared about it anymore. You're trusting in it. And you know that as long as I keep appreciating me and showing up, it's going to keep happening, and it's just going to keep flowing. And then it's just that constant cycle. Like, I can ask you at any given moment, work, play, live, about the app. I can ask you about this, and you're going to go da 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 da. Here's the answer, da da da. No questions asked, because you know it forward, backward, right? Trini, I can ask you about your recipes and this, and you can go da 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 da, and you can lay it all out. It's the same thing. And what's happening is, in the process of learning and understanding that, you're starting to trust. Okay, I may not have all the words, I may not have all the answers, but I understand. And now, if I know, if I start communicating what I know, eventually the universe is going to help me refine the message, right? Right. And what you created, you didn't create it, I want to be a millionaire. You created it with an intention of connecting others, helping others learn and grow in a way that was less complicated, right? It's still a learning curve, but it's less complicated. The intention wasn't, I'm going to be a millionaire today. The intention was, I want to help others. I see the struggles. I've been maneuvered through these struggles. I understand how complicated it can be and why people give up. And I don't want to see people give up. Eventually, yes, I'll make money from it. Eventually, things are going to come through. But that's because your intention and your focus on it was to serve, to help, to grow, to build, right? Trini, your videos, the things you do, your food, all of the things you create, they're amazing. They're funny. The music is the words, they're absolutely beautiful. They're aligned with the people and who they are. You see the person the um, behind the channel, right? Just like Red, when he's doing his interviews. That's what he does. He's not trying to say, here's your channel, connect, because you can just do that. He says, I want to see who you are, right? And that's the difference. That's your specialty. That's what you're good at. And when you start to learn and trust that, you may not know all of the things. When you created the app, you didn't know all it was going to be. You just knew what you wanted to do and why. And because of that, it's going to excel far beyond even what you can even comprehend at this moment. It may take a little bit of time, slow grow, but I don't think it's going to be as slow as you think. I think it's going to go, right? Just give it time, right? Right. That's what I'm saying. You learn from your own struggles. And instead of letting it beat you down and make you say, oh, the hell is it? I don't want to do this anymore. You said, if I'm having these struggles, somebody else in the world is too. It can't just be one other person, many, many people. And wouldn't you know, as you started to build it, oh my God, they're struggling with this too. You're struggling with that. Oh, I struggle with that too. And you found ways to maneuver around it to help other people do it in an easier manner. That's why it's going. When I said you're going to be, I hope you make millions, I wasn't being funny. And I think you're going to, I think it's not even going to be that far off. I think in about a year, you're going to be coming back on, girl, you weren't lying. Just saying. Just saying. Um, 1122 is the angel number for my Geminis. What time is it? Okay, I'm still good. Great shift, transformation, spiritual awakening, manifestation. By the way, that's what you did, is you manifested this. Even though you had to build it and grow it, it came from an idea. Came from nowhere. It came from an idea, a need, something that you could help and fix. And you knew you could do better. There's a better way. You manifested it. It's exactly what you did. Unity, alignment, fulfillment, and expansion. Get ready for that. First, acknowledge the positive changes unfolding as a result of your hard work. Then, open your mind to new possibilities and allow yourself to explore new avenues. Many positive shifts are on the horizon. The world around you is aligning with your intentions, supporting your growth and dreams. Start seeing that number everywhere. I'm telling you, 11113 on there. It was two when I said it, but again, that's balance, stable foundations, duality. Gemini, that's finding the balance. I talk about it all the time. I sound like a broken record sometimes, but I promise the reason I do is because if you say, man, I hear it so often, but you'll start noticing it and you start seeing it and you're like, holy crap, she's right. And this does align with this. And this does connect here. How does that weird web weave connecting like this? That's the universe doing its magic. And when you speak it and you co-create and you tell it exactly what you need and you don't micromanage, you continue doing what you're doing, the universe will bring every opportunity you could ever possibly want right to your door. You just have to keep doing what you know, learning and growing along the way, and trusting. That's it. And that's what you're doing. Got a call yesterday, and the person was saying the same thing to you about expanding, right? About what it's going to be. Was it a business person? I'm not a business person. I have my own business, but I'm not a business person. But I saw it. You already know. I've been excited right from the get go. It was a business person. That means I'm right. I'm just laughing because I'm not a business person, but I got excited because I saw the intention. I didn't. It's not about the money. Well, for you, it's going to be right, but it's not about the money. It's about I saw what you were doing, why you were doing it, and even if I didn't understand all of it, I still don't understand all of it. But it's exciting, and I'm starting to see all of the ways, like the way you put in video and your little extra tools in there. I clicked in there, and even though I don't understand it all yet, you make it easy for us to go and find the things to do and play with it and just learn, right? So, hi, Kay, how are you? I'm so glad that was a business person. Uh, Instead of taking on the fear of others, I reflect love. You didn't let fear stop you. Gemini, you're not letting fear stop you. You're getting ready for the great shift. And you see that, the great shift. That's exactly what it means. Hey, new friend. How are you, Kay? Don't forget, tomorrow's the workshop. So it starts at 10 a.m. I don't know what time you have. It might be early for you. No, you're later than me. It'll be later. You're later than me. Don't forget that. It starts at 10, but I'm really excited. And then there'll be a link there so you can print it or download it. But I have a whole, I don't want to say questionnaire, but it's a little thing to take notes for yourself and something that you can use on a regular basis. I'm not sure how many people signed up. There's only one or two, I think, so far, but it's my first one. So I'm 121. Yes, 12:21. So it's only 1 hour. So it'll be 11 o'clock, I think, your time. That's Kay. She's amazing. I love her to pieces. Libra. What time is it? 1:14.